welcome back to another episode and the final episode of Pillow Talk. I've been sick, that's why I haven't done the past couple of videos, but did you really think I'd missed the finale? I don't think so. We're gonna do a quick recap of last week's episode since this one was a two-parter. And in last week's episode, Danny Pink gets hit by a car and dies. That is crazy to me. I'm squeaking like a squeaky toy. So in last week's episode, Danny Pink gets hit by a car and dies. I couldn't believe it. That was like totally shocking moment to me. Clara and Danny are on the phone together. You think all is kind of going well. She's telling him that she loves him. And then he dies. And like that was so sad. And I feel like I didn't really want Danny Pink on the show. Like I kind of liked him. But then he kind of insulted the doctor and then I really didn't like him. And then he's dead, but I didn't want him to go out like that. Like that was not a good way for him to leave the show. So the doctor and Clara travel to the Promised Land, which is actually a building in London. And there's a bunch of dead people, dead skeleton guys, sitting in chairs in X-ray vision water. So the Promised Land is actually a hard drive where people's minds were uploaded. Danny Pink ends up in the Promised Land. Yeah, he's like, what up, bro? I'm dead. That's cool. No, he didn't say that. He was like actually really sad that he was dead. And he couldn't believe it. He couldn't come to terms. And then, oh my god, he like meets that little soldier kid. Well, not soldier kid, but he meets that kid that he killed when he was a soldier.
Soldier boy?
So we finally get to see Missy like interacting with the doctor and Clara when they get to W3. Ooh, W3. This crazy. I don't know what the 3 W's actually stood for, and I don't know if they mentioned it, but I can't remember, so I'm gonna assume that they didn't. And I'm sorry if they did, but I'm gonna look it up online. And if they did, I'll put it in this video, but if they didn't, I'm not gonna put it in this video because I didn't tell it. So Missy actually says that she's the artificial intelligence, and it turns out that she lied. She's actually the boss lady. And Missy, dun dun dun, is actually the master. My voice is so squeaky. She's like one of those the master is one of those kind of characters like the Daleks and the Cybermen that just keep coming back. They're like one of those kind of clown dolls. They keep punching and they keep getting back up. And are you overseeing the master? I don't know. It was kind of really interesting to see him as a woman. And that was so shocking when she's like, oh no. I couldn't call myself the master, now could I? And oh my god, she was totally Mary Poppins, like psychotic Mary Poppins. Especially the part where she had the umbrella. It just verifies the proof that Mary Poppins was a Time Lord, right? She had the bow tie, she had the bag that was bigger on the inside. Mary Poppins is a Time Lord, and they even had similar hats and similar outfits, which I thought was kind of neat because there's a lot of speculation on the web that Mary Poppins is a Time Lord, and they kind of pay tribute to that. Also, another thing that kind of bothered me is that they didn't mention the fact of how Clara's and Danny's like family lives on, like we see in the past couple episodes. In the episode Listen, it was, they meet like future Danny Pink's family, and then they also meet the past Danny Pink. But they don't like say like, was she pregnant? Did that timeline get rewritten? Like what happened to the fact that like, how does family go on? I wanna know. Do you guys think that it was rewritten? Like time can be rewritten? So now their family never goes, you know, into the future together? Or do you think like maybe she's pregnant in the last episode, but they just don't say it? Clara and the doctor actually part ways in this episode, and it's really sad when they do. After Missy says that she found Gallifrey and she gives the doctor the coordinates, the doctor actually goes to where the coordinates are, and he tells Clara that he found Gallifrey. Meanwhile, he didn't, and he was lying to her, of course, in order for her to not feel guilty about him traveling on his own. Because he thinks that Danny's alive. And of course she lies to him too because she doesn't want him to be worried about her in turn. So it was really sad. I never really warmed up to Clara. She was a really strong character in this entire season. And she also acted as the doctor quite a few times, and in this episode she did brilliantly acting as the doctor, especially when she was kind of talking all fast, just as the doctor does. So she did play a good doctor. And it just goes to go show that Clara, in a short amount of time that she's actually known the doctor, she's like the only companion to actually pick up on his personality and his persona well enough to make the Cyberman kind of think that she was the doctor. And then, oh my god, Danny Pink turns into a Cyberman. That was so sad. And then like he has that like paper. This is that like it's him, and then he like ends up like saving her. He puts her into the graveyard, which I think he put her in the graveyard because he was like everybody was safe to stay away from the graveyard. But that was kind of like scary because he actually put her in a graveyard full of Cybermen. But he ends up saving her, and he takes off his face, like the Cyberman mask, and you see his face is all like weird and dead looking, and like he has like wires connected to his face, and he just looks so sad. And Clara's trying to save his life, but she can't, obviously. And Danny doesn't want any more emotions, and the doctor fears that he's gonna actually be turned into a Cyberman if Clara activates the switch. So Missy ends up coming into the graveyard as Mary Poppins with the umbrella. That was hysterical. And can I just mention too that Missy was hysterical in this episode? How she says that she's gonna kill the girl with the air pump. I forget her name. I'm sorry, the scientist girl. She has the inhaler. And I think also that girl would have been an amazing companion, and the doctor kind of seems like he wants her to travel with him, but then she dies. It was really sad. And Missy is crazy, lunatic, and she's just hysterical how she kissed the doctor and then she kissed his nose like 3 times. It was so funny. The master, or Missy, says that he wants to travel with the doctor and kind of like become friends again with the doctor, but Clara is convinced that he's done all of his damage and he can't change. So she tries to kill him, and the doctor doesn't want her to have blood on her hands, so he decides, you know what, Clara's right. The master can't live, or Missy can't live. He just kind of keeps saying he's gonna change, and then he doesn't. So the doctor decides to kill Missy. But meanwhile, Danny comes in the last minute and saves the doctor from having to kill Missy. And Danny kills Missy. Colonel finally gets a salute from the doctor. And they are saved, thanks to, actually, Danny Pink, who was a Cyberman. The big question, is the master really dead? We've seen before that he dies and comes back, but do you think he's really dead this time? They didn't burn his body like how you're supposed to burn a Time Lord's body. So what do you think? Leave a comment down below. Do you think that the master's really dead? Do you think that he is going to come back eventually? And did you like this episode? Did you like the finale? How did you feel about leaving off Doctor Who this way? Give this video a thumbs up if you like this video. Be sure to subscribe because I'm going to be having more videos. And this isn't farewell forever because we will be back on Christmas for the Christmas episode of Doctor Who. So be sure to tune in, subscribe so you can make sure to know when that video comes out. And thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Thank you for putting up with my pillow talks. I know that they're not the greatest videos to watch on YouTube, but thank you for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, Vine. Until next time, Whovians, I will see you all in the next video. And I will catch you all on Christmas time, or before then, if you watch my videos. Take care, guys. I love you, and I will see you all later. Allons-y!